Hi, welcome to the channel, and this is a live stream, the second live stream for the just-func language, a functional, a simple functional programming language. And in the last video, we go through the problem we try to solve regarding the JSON schema. We demonstrated why there is a problem, and a potential solution is using the dynamic reference and dynamic anchor to get around the extendability, so to speak, of the schema object. And in this video, we're going to try to implement the free idea that I have and see if it works. So another thing to see if it works is to see if the IDE, in this case the Visual Studio Code, support the latest JSON schema specification, because what we are working on is pretty new. The spec is for 2020 December, so it's just like 2 months or 3 months ago. So not sure will VSCode support it yet, so we will see. So that's the topic for this video, and without further ado, let's get started. All right. So what we have last time is recreate the schema and show that it works, right? So the string function over here is defined by the base just-func language, while this param get is a function that we define in the application. So this is the first attempt, and it's a workaround by just copying the definition of just-func into this language. This specification, so that the reference is correct, but it's not a feasible approach as mentioned, because when you have multiple applications and they just have their own version of just-func, then when we update the just-func language itself and adding new stuff or changing the schema, all those applications will not get it, right? So we want to have a way to do the reference. So as I said, we set the approach, not this one, is to use the dynamic schema and dynamic reference and anchor. But so the first attempt is this. So it's using this this code. So before I describe it, let's go ahead and make some change over here to simplify it, because in the issue, I trim it down just to do a very simple example, right? And which is a good thing. And so we are going to do the same thing. And in this example, the just-func only have one function that is supported, which is this just-eq. So we are going to do the same thing by let's just create this just-func.jsonc. And then this one I know is working, and so let's just create a copy. And then in this just-func, we're going to paste this over here, right? So that's good. And then in the application, we're going to also just copy this over here. Of course, one issue is that wouldn't work because the code over here is just a pseudocode. So I need to fix that by just copying this piece over here. Okay. So now we are ready to discuss about it. So first of all, let's fix the issue over here. Make sure that it's properly defined, which it is not. So let me put that to the side. So to add the missing piece in here, so we need the schema, and then yeah, that's it. So this should be fine. So let's quickly go over this. So again, we define the schema. It is a schema file with this definition, just-func. And then instead of using regular reference, we are using this dynamic reference. Okay, so over here we have this EQ, just EQ, and then mark that it has this anchor which call definitions just equal, and then in there the field it require on the second and third one is using the dynamic reference over here. Okay, and for the just-func itself also for the body over here is using the dynamic reference. But with this, and this is not completely helpful because we at least to do a EQ we need to put some information in the function, right? So let's add this back in. So just literal, and then this will be, let's just do the same thing, dynamic reference and definitions just literal. Okay, I hope we are able. I'm getting a little bit nervous over here because the VSCode does not have the auto completion for the dynamic anchor or dynamic reference field, so that is a high chance that this is not supported. So then the question is we need to figure out how to validate it. Okay, but we'll see. So we add this just literal and also this just EQ, and then set this as a one-off. So this looks good. Okay, say let's put this as V1. So on this V2, we have this over here, and so this guy we want the reference. Let's keep it like this over here for now, and then the just-func. What I have for this version is I'm just trying to overwrite the whole thing or just replace the whole just-func. So let's put this to the side to compare. So this just-func has these two fields, right? We just add that in. So let me also add this in here, and then this will also just use the well, the one over this side, right? As this is a dynamic reference, it should work. Or the other attempt is just try to use the normal reference and see if it works, right? But this example or this attempt, we just try to use the dynamic reference and see if it works. Okay, so that's the remaining should be good. So let's save all the files, and then another thing need to check is because for this reference I need to reference that guy, so I need to change this to mention just func.jsonc. Okay, like that. That should bring in this file, right? That should bring in this file, and then this file will have all those things, and then the anchor should start working if things goes fine. Okay, so let's see. So we refresh and see what do we get. Okay, something wrong. Multiple schema when only one must validate. Okay, at least it's not saying it cannot find, so that is a good thing. Another thing is I need to change this to a equal, right? Supposedly. But over here, this is still saying the same error, right? Still having the same error. So let's see. Let's change this to say v0, and then change this to v1, and then copy this back. Right, and let's adjust this to make sure the code works. Well, actually, I know it will work if I just go ahead and refresh it. Right. Oh, it does not the EQ. Oh, I was using equal over here. Hold on a second. Oh, I changed it already. Let's see. Hold on a second. Yeah, this is using that guy, which is using that guy. So let me change this path here. Of course, the override is nothing. That is just what I wish it will work. Right. So this doesn't do anything. It's just, you know, for completeness sake. So saving this definition just-func. Let's try again. Value must be param get. So that's already some problem over here. Well, since this is v0, let me restore this back to let me restore this to this. So in this case, what we really want is to do this. So replacing the whole thing. So the test will take the type of just-func, so that's fine. And then this will be essentially definitions just equal, and also literal, right? Those are the three things that we want to get. And getting this two over there, right? This is the v0 because we just want to level the field to make sure that the basic case still works. Right, so this is EQ, and then this reference just-func, that's fine. Removing this, okay, below. Oh, there's an error over here. What is it? Oh, I close it. Okay, reload again. Does it show up? Why the hovering is not working? Weird. Because I was expecting this would do the hovering and show the description. I don't know why it does not. But you can see that this is working. It must be EQ. Oh, the equal. I don't have description. Let's do this. All right. So go back to here. So now you see that this shows up correctly. Okay, and then the param get. Does the param get work? Nope, the param get doesn't work. Why is that? It should work. This referencing, oh yeah, that's what I guess. Let's redo it, because I always do the # to get it to the root. But you know, in some example I see it doesn't use that, so maybe that's why. No suggestion. Oh, another thing, damn it, is first come first serve, right? So if the one off, because the just literal is placed in front of the get, and literal can be just string, right? So that always win, you know, compared to bit the just param get. So does it show up? Come on, you can do it. Still cannot. It's here. This is working. So this is working, but equal 1, and then this is not working. What's going on? Because I definitely need to get this working first before I talk about other things. Why is that? This should be fine. This is definition just func, and I'm not referencing anything outside. What the cat is going on? Oh, because this is dynamic reference. Let's see. I think that's why. Okay, there's an error. There you go. Right, so this is an error. get. That works. Okay, so this is the simplified version 0. So let me paste it over there. And so we can already see very likely it will not work. At least, you know, cannot validate through VSCode. But before I go ahead and do that, let me do one more thing. Is examine what I'm always doing and see if that is necessary. Right? It may be still necessary because this is a very simple use case, but so far so good. So without the slash, so the pound, it seems like it's already start at the bottom, well, at the root level. So for completeness, you know, best practice or whatever, let's try to use that. So we know this is working. Okay. So then let's take a look at this version now. So let's copy this over here. And then this, since it's the first time I really start to reference it, so let's keep it here like this. So that's fine. So with all this just-func, all this, that's fine. And then this will be dynamic reference. And then this is dynamic reference, this is dynamic reference, this is normal reference. And then this, we have this dynamic anchor. So that's what will tell, supposedly, will tell the system to use that instead, and to use this one instead. And also over here, the reference, I need to point to this function. If not, we're really doing nothing. All right, so I think that's good. So let's restart. And then also just, I know because that's wrong. So let's just copy this over here. And now it doesn't work, right? So number one, we find out that VS Code haven't supported yet. So meaning if I'm going to, you know, even if I'm able to get it work right now, for usefulness, I really couldn't turn it on yet. I have to go through the V0 version, which is just copy and pasting it. Let's see if, I don't think even, you know, yeah, recursion, the recursive reference is also not defined. It might be something that, you know, as a doing open source can contribute, but, you know, I don't have the domain knowledge in all this, so might not able to do much. But hopefully, VS Code, the JSON language server team can get this in as soon as possible. All right, so now we need to think about what can we do to validate, right? So the easiest is, let's see if there are any JSON validator. I think there is, but I forgot what's the name. So let's take a look. npm. Is it just? I think it was AJV. I think that's what it is. Another JSON validator. That's the very, very popular one. All right. So let's do yarn init. Don't bother me with all the thing. Yarn add an AJV. So then let's just do this. Oh, come on, creating file take that long. or not import. Or still initializing. Okay. Oh, there's a default. Okay. So how should I use it? How do I use it? Oh no. Oh no. Here it says so. Support JSON Schema draft 2019-09. So it doesn't support the thing that I'm working on. Crap. Let's take a look. Let's see. Yep. Recursive reference are also orderable, not to extend the one in only available solution to extend blah blah blah. It was particularly repetitive when extending meta schema and so on. Yes. And then, but that's what they support, right? So let's go through this example over here. So consider this recursive schema with static recursion. So this is a reference. Okay, pound. So pound is referencing itself. All right. So it's the same example in the specification, though. So that's good. Right. The only way to extend this schema to prohibit additional property by adding additional property. Yeah, and be impossible to what control the source. Yes, exactly. And then match patch package blah blah blah. No, doesn't really matter. The new keyword for is modifying this to recursive recur. Oh, this is doing recursive anchor true. And then that. And then this is true. So there is a dynamic reference test. This is December 8th. This is recursive dynamic. No, that's good. That's good. Meaning we do have that here. All right. So that might be a good thing. So that might be good news. Good news. So let's first read the file. JSON C. Well, it's okay. Yeah, I recall it will work. Okay. So what I really need. No, I don't even need FS. That's not what I need. I need is just the regular require. Require spec no. Spec my app schema my app spec.jsonc. Hopefully that will work. If not, I need to rename the file. So schema equals to first console log schema. So let's just do that first. No. syntax error in the colon. Okay. Well, since I don't really have any comment here. Let's change it to this and see if that works. Yes. So Node.js can read JSON, but not JSON-C. Well, okay. So we have this, and now AJV. I need to take a look at how to use it. AJV default. This is AJV. Okay. So and then const AJV equal new AJV, and then const where, so okay, it create a function, compile schema, and then const valid equals validate. All right. So then now the data. So the data is this. What is the data? For validate schema data any validate. Yeah, it's just the object. So we can put this in there. Let's see what do we get. Compile invalid anchor. All right, we at least able to get some response. So invalid anchor just function. So maybe it doesn't support. It's kind of hard to believe though. It doesn't support the quote unquote name spacing or the structure. But let's try. So say just-func. Yeah, that really requires some testing. So this saying this anchor is like that. Of course, the other things could break, but don't care at this moment. So cannot resolve reference from ID pound, which since I named this as just-func, maybe it's kind of lost this. So the question is where, where does it? Let's do it one by one. So change that. Same thing. How about also removing this? Just doing it one by one. Okay. Dynamic. Unknown keyword. I didn't misspell it. I don't think. Dynamic anchor. Yeah, that's correct. Could it be this is December 8th? So let's take a look at the release. Well, it's 4 days ago. 711. Yeah, that's the version I get. Let's take a look at the there's a 7.0 and it's talk about dynamic reference, but that's all. Yeah, since that code is already in main, I would assume it is in there, right? This dynamic reference. Can only be used in the schema root. But if it is dynamic anchor at the root, how would it work? Yeah, how will it work though? So it is saying that I cannot put this over here. It only works if it is over here. But that's really a specific case for that example though, right? So but let's play along, see how far can we go. So let's fix those things. So meaning the example I tried to do wouldn't work. So then since this dynamic anchor has to be at the root, well then the dynamic anchor versus the recursive anchor benefit is kind of gone, right? Because the recursive anchor over here was using is just true, it's a boolean, and putting this at the top, and then that means you only have one, and that means, you know, it's not much difference than a boolean. Of course, it's a name, that's a improvement, but don't really see, you know, that much of a difference. So anyway, since it doesn't work, we know it doesn't work, then we have to change it. So let's do this. So instead of referencing by local path, we're referencing by the anchor. Okay, so that's that. And then this, we also have to remove this. So the only reference that is dynamic is here. Is okay, and see if that would work. So we mark this as a okay. Then I cannot do this inside this my app spec, right? I need to do it. Let me create a copy as my just-func. Okay, and then in here I wouldn't describe that guy. I'm just contain the definition and parallel that with the base definition here. So what I will change is, I guess this is still a, so that is still a reference, that's still a reference, and that is also still a reference, but kind of keeping this, all this the same. And this is a dynamic just-func, just like this guy. So maybe this is will work, and maybe I need to change this to reference the base, but we'll see. So this will be my just-func specification now. And then so in my app that I used to define the actual guy, I won't have this dynamic anchor, and then this would reference my app, no, my just-func.json, doing that, and then I don't have any of these. Okay, so separating that out. All right, let's see how this goes. Cannot resolve reference. Cannot resolve my just-func.json / just-func. Is this? It is this. It's say missing schema. Maybe force it to a local reference. How about if I do, still doesn't work. No, still the same error. Why? Why? Because the file is oh, hold on a second. I know why. But okay, this compile, does it have a option? Metadata boolean, no. There's an option. Oh, it doesn't have a way to specify my local directory. Because the issue is this, because right now I read the file here, right? I read the file, so it lost the context about where this file is located. It only have the actual data. So of course, when it tries to reference this, it can't find it because it doesn't exist over here. And I'm not sure will it even work in that case, right? Because I'm not sure will AJV use the file system and read the file. Using in browser, no. No extending. No, that's not what I want. AJV dot add schema as an add schema function. Right, so let's see. I abstract my just func, and then also and this schema, it requires schema though. Let's try as schema just-func JS add schema func. JSON. Other one is already schema with key or ID. It's a chain. Like that? Nope. It's ID. Maybe I have to specify an ID. Okay. Ew, I got this dynamic anchor error. Seems like although the test is there, it's not being released or something. Because I follow all the steps, not creating not defining dynamic anchor besides except at the root, but it is still not working. So that's not much else I can do, but hopefully give the recursive ref version a try. Let's see if that works. It's also not work. Recursive anchor. Do I need to enable something? It's support though. It's saying it's support though. Right? This recursive anchor. I didn't misspell it. Oh, what gives? What gives? Oh, from this to oh, okay. Here. This guy. Okay, get the default. It's a different version. Yeah. Schema key of ref on that. That should be correct, man. That should be correct, man. Okay. But you know, let's play along. Let's remove it. Very true. Very true. Well, the thing is, if I remove this, it's still very true. What if I do this and then apply only one value? Nope. About this. That is still not correct. It's still not correct. There's one thing I can do though, is to improve this function. So what happened over here is because I just allowed it to be a literal. So over here, this can be a literal and this can be a literal. No, hold on a second. If that is the case, this wouldn't work because this is an array. So this should go in here and do it correctly. It should fail the validation. It really should fail the validation. So let's try this. Instead of going to the spec and get that one, let's use the base one, the actual one. So this is the real guy. See if that fail. Why? Oh, it's JSON C. That I don't want to mess around with the real thing, so let me put this whole thing to the top. Just try to figure out if what we have as a base would work. Meaning, right now I'm actually testing AJV for this schema. Nope, it doesn't work. It's not validating correctly. It's not validating correctly. Or at least, well, let me switch back to this guy. For sure, this is not correct. Nope, this is not correct. Because the answer is clear, right? I hope if you follows this video, it should be clear to you that why that is a wrong result. Because if I just go ahead and switch this back to this guy, right, that's the thing that we have. And then if we look at this file, come on. Was my app JSON C. Yeah, this makes mess up something. Schema, just-func. This is the base one we start with. What? Come on. My app source. My app schema. This should be correct. What's going on? I'm getting a bit confused. Okay, some error showing up over here now. Okay, this this multiple schema is not the case. Oh, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? Of course, no. This guy, right?